Welcome, pioneers. Welcome, grade 12s. Today we're doing question paper from 2023. It's a prelim question paper. So as we are preparing for the 2025 prelims, let's look at this one. It's from Gauteng, 3 hours, 150 marks. It's a standard prelim exam. There's this page here that before maybe we jump into it that I feel we should pay attention to. Instructions and information. Very important. Very important. Doesn't mean that you're going to die if you don't read through it. But man, it's worth checking out. Of course, like these things are standard most of the time. The instructions still be standard. Please do take some time to go through it. You see, like this one, number 4, where they're saying answers only will not be necessarily rewarded full marks. So that means it's very important that in every question that you're going to write, you show your steps. So write step by step, because you get marks for writing your steps. It's very important to know. Okay, for this specific question, there's this one where they say you must answer all questions, but we won't really answer all questions. There's this, let me just quickly, this question 5.4. We won't answer 5.4 because it's not really, it was not required for the class of 2023 for them to write it, so we won't do that one. Very important one also, they're saying write neatly and legibly. I, for one, am left-handed, so if you know, you know. But okay, let's get into it. Question number 1, we are doing solve for x. This is algebra, so question number 1 will be standard algebra. Usually, you shouldn't really struggle much here. If you struggle with question 1, then you need me. Good for you that you are here now. Good for you. So we're going to be also maybe just to point some attention to the marks there. You see, like question 1.1.1 is 3 marks. So on average, you're supposed to spend at least 3 minutes on question 1.1.1. You see, it's a guide that you can use personally for yourself in order to not waste time. Let us begin. We're solving for x there. Question 1, we are doing 1.1.1. The question is 2x plus 1 all squared minus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so here it's worth noting that you have an exponent of 2 there in your bracket. So pause and maybe try to check how you would do this one. Then let me show you how I'd go about this one. Also, don't cram. You can do it using different methods, do it different ways and all that. The important thing is that let's not violate maths principles, as I believe. So here, nothing fancy. You'll just open 2 brackets there. 2x plus 1, and then you put back your minus 4 equal to 0. Then here you'll do your finding the product. That's how we used to call it from grade 9, grade 10. Find the product. Yes. So everything in this bracket must multiply everything in that bracket. You'll have 2x multiplied by 2x, which will give you 4x squared. You'll have 2x now multiplying the 1, which will give you positive 2x. Then now we come to the 1. It's 1 multiplied by 2x, which will give you a positive 2x. Then 1 times 1 will give you positive 1. Don't forget this 4. So you need to put it back there. Minus 4 equal to 0. Then from here, you can add your like terms. Check. You have 2x and 2x there, you also have minus, oh, I mean positive 1 and minus 4. So you do your additions there. You'll have 4x squared, 2x plus 2x will give you positive 4x, and then 1 minus 4 will give you minus 3 equal to 0. If you've reached this step, congratulations, you deserve a Wushem. Then from here, it's up to you. The safest thing to do here, especially if you're not sure of what to do, go to your quadratic formula. Don't just go to your quadratic formula. You don't have to waste time here, but it's not a must to go to your quadratic formula. You can factorize this one, of which that's what I'm going to do, equal to 0. Then you have you have 2x, and then minus plus, and then you'll have your negative 1, you'll have your 3 there, like that. We should get the same answer if you use your quadratic formula. Yeah, and then from here you'll separate your things there. So it's going to be 2x minus 1 equal to 0, or 2x plus 3 equal to 0. And then you continue solving for x there. It's going to be 2x, take the 1 to the right hand side, it's going to be positive 1, divide by 2, and then your x is equal to 1 over 2. This side, you do the same thing. It's going to be 2x equal to minus 3, divide by 2, and then your x will be equal to negative 2 over 3, like that. My advice, every time when you finish writing, or you finish, like when you've just found your answer, don't be quick and be excited. Before you celebrate, go back and substitute the value of x there. Both of them, just to check if are you going to get the 0. If you get the 0, that means then what you did there was correct. So that's how you would approach that one. I think because of, okay, we can actually do it this side. Was about to erase there. 1.1.2, they're saying here we have 4x squared minus 11 equal to negative 2x. It's this one, negative 2x. And then they're saying you must correct to 2 decimal places. Don't lose marks for no reason. They're saying correct to 2 decimal places. So they're telling you that you do just that. Let's rewrite the question this side. Let's rewrite here. So it's 4x squared minus 11 equal to negative 12x. Right, pause and then try it yourself. Then you can resume when you found your answer. And be fair, if you got it wrong, just give yourself a big wrong there. If you got it right, give yourself a big right there. So from here, the correct thing that you're supposed to do is to take everything in one side. It's up to you whether you take everything to the left or everything to the right. But take everything to one side. So we see that we have the negative 12 on the right. I'm just going to take it to the left. So I'll have 4x squared. While doing that, I'm going to write it in standard form. So 4x squared plus 12x minus 11 equal to 0. Now you have it in standard form. Thank you so much for complimenting my nice handwriting. Thank you. So from here, since they said you must correct to 2 decimal places, so that means they are giving you a glimpse that your answer is going to be in decimals. So there's no need for you to want to factorize. Here, just go straight to your quadratic formula. I hope you know how to, hope you know how to, the formula, minus b plus minus, then the square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. And then your x will be equal to, be careful when you are substituting there, make sure you put the correct values. B is 12 squared minus 4. What is A? A is 4. What is C? C is negative 11. All divided by 2, and then your A is 4. Here's the thing: when you're writing your generally, when you're just writing your maths, especially final exam and prelim, be careful. Don't give them any reason to mark you wrong. For instance, if you write your square root there, but it's not full, someone marking your paper they might mark you wrong for doing that. See, so make sure that it's full there. And then if you do everything proper, you're supposed to get negative 3.74, 2 decimal places, or you'll get your x as 0.74, like that. So those are the answers that you're supposed to get there. I'm going to erase this one so that I don't want to be too far from my questions. Quick. Then let's go to 1.1.3. We're dealing with an inequality sign. Usually people panic when they see inequality sign, but pioneers don't datazel. You must not datazel when you see such things. Just breathe in and out slowly, and you'll be fine. Listen to me, of course. Before I even tell you to pause the video, try it by yourself and all that, here's the tip that I want to give you. Don't be intimidated by this here. Don't be intimidated by it. I'm not saying ignore it, but don't be intimidated by it. So don't pay so much attention on it that you even forget the standard things that you know. So do as you would if that sign there was an equal sign, equal to sign. The same way that you would put everything in one side, factorize and all that. Do that. Here's what I mean. If you had an equal sign there, you would take the 9 to the left. Okay? Standard form. So that means when it goes that side, it's going to be now negative 9x squared plus 15x minus 4, then less than 0. Then from here, what do? Put this in your quadratic formula if you want to do that. But then when you put in your quadratic formula, you don't have to show it here unless you do your critical values. Don't forget critical values so that you can deal with the inequality sign. But this one you can actually, before even factorizing, dividing with the negative 1 there first. And then you'll have your new equation as x squared minus 15x plus 4. Then remember, don't forget, when we are dividing with a negative number, your inequality sign changes. So if now it was less than, it's going to change and become greater than 0. Please don't forget that one. Then now it's proper to factorize. Greater than 0, you'll have 3x, 3x, okay, minus and minus there, and then your numbers will be, you have 1 and you have 4. Yeah, you can check it out just to confirm if everything is proper, but I believe it should be fine. Then from here you do your factorization proper. Then it's gonna be 3x minus 1 is greater than 0. Then it becomes 3x greater than 1, that side, divide by 3, and then your x will be greater than 1 over 2, or this side you have 3x minus 4 greater than 0. My bad, here is supposed to be, why is this rubber so big? Here is supposed to be less than, remember when you're doing 2 there. Minus 1, less than 0, less than, but everything else will be like that. Yes, so even this side then is 3x greater than, the 4 jumps to the other side, then you divide by 3 both sides. Your final answer will be x greater than 4 over 3. So these will be, this is not, the instructions they set right neatly. Yes, 1 over 3, much better. So these will be your answers. You'll have that one and that one. Hopefully everything is making sense there. Yeah, there's no need here for you to draw the diagram and everything. Not that you'll be penalized for that, but there's no need to do that. Because of this one will require more space, I'm also going to erase this one. Let's erase. Hopefully you were able to get everything there. Right. So where are we now? We are on one moment. Okay. We are on 1.1.4. I like this question. And I feel like most people don't like these kind of questions where you're dealing with the square roots there. But it's nothing hectic. It's 2x minus 2 then minus the root of 7 minus 2x equal to 1. Right. So when you are dealing with the square roots there, definitely you know that you'll have to remove them. And if you want to remove a square root, what do you do? Like for instance, if you have x equal to 2, for instance, and they say solve for x, to remove the square root there, you square both sides. So that the 2 will remove the square root. I hope you know how that happens and everything. Then your x will be equal to 4. So with this understanding, with this knowledge, that's what you're supposed to do even up there. Let me show you. But of course, be careful. Just pay attention to the kind of an equation that you are dealing with. You have a set here. You also have another one here. But pay attention to this guy here. There's a negative sign there. So you can't just, and not that really you can't, but it will take you, it'll be a lot of work. And remember, we don't want to spend so much work dealing with one question. So long steps, we avoid them. The proper thing to do here would be to take one of the sets, preferably take the one that already has a negative sign, and then take it to the right, so that then you can apply your square brackets on both sides. So if we do that, we'll be left on the left with, If education doesn't work, I'll audition for being a rapper. Okay, 2x minus 2 will be equal to, and then this side is going to be 7 minus 2x plus 1. Don't make the mistake of putting the 1 inside of the set there. Please don't make that mistake. Then now, it's clear now you can put now your brackets on both sides. Also, don't make the mistake of saying because the 1 is not inside of the set, and then say I'm just going to put it like this. This would be incorrect, because remember, what you do on the left you must do on the right. If you square everything on the left, then you must square everything also on the right. Please watch out for such mistakes there. 2x then plus, so we put everything inside the brackets there. Then here we know the exponent of 2 there will remove the set, so we'll be left with, oh man, so we'll be left with 2x minus 2 equal to, then this side, just pay attention to what you have there. Pay attention to what you have here, because in essence you have two terms here. You have this term here, and then you also have, okay, let's use a different color. You also have this term here. So because you have two terms, that means you're supposed to do what? Open two brackets and then multiply everything proper like that. Yebo. Maths is not hard, I'm telling you. It's not difficult, this thing. We're going to do it step by step, ne? Step by step, we'll show everything. So it's going to be, okay, let's maintain the same colors so that we are together. Let's maintain the same colors. So it's going to be open bracket, and then we'll have the first bracket, which will be 7 minus 2x plus 1, and then we close it. Almost said all squared there, my bad. Then we close it, and then we open another one. Put the 7 minus 2x plus 1. Yes. And then from here, on the left hand side, there's really not much to do. So you just put it back as it was. It's going to be 2x minus 2 equal to. Then here, you can multiply the two brackets, then find the product. The same thing. So it's basically the repetition of what we're doing even previously up there. So if you multiply your brackets proper, everything proper, you're supposed to get 7 minus 2x plus 2 root of 7 minus 2x and then plus 1. Please do check it. If you didn't get this, don't panic. Just go back, check your signs and everything. But this is what you're supposed to get. Then from here, things are a bit simple. Just pay attention to your like terms. You have 7 there, you have 1 there. So you can add these ones together. You have 2 negative 2x. You have negative 2x. So take like terms on one side. So we're going to take the like terms all to the left hand side. So we're going to have 2x minus 2. Then let's bring the 2x first. So it's going to be plus 2x. 7 plus 1 will give you an 8. So we can just take 8 that side. So it's going to be minus 8 equal to, we'll be left with 2 root of 7 minus 2x. I hope we're still following each other here and I'm not losing anyone. If you feel like I'm confusing you, just blink 7 times. Blink 7 times. Okay, nice. Then now you add the like terms. 2x and 2x will give you 4x. Minus 2 minus 8 will give you minus 10. Equal to 2 root 7 minus 2x. I know sometimes you can be so tempted to jump the steps, not write everything and all that. And again, I repeat, you won't die for that, but you'll never know when you'll miss a mark there. So here you can divide everything by 2 so that you can, you can do it differently. It's up to you what you prefer. So you'll be left with 2x minus 5 equal to the root of 7 minus 2x. Then what do we do here? We go back to removing this square root there. What you do on the left, you do on the right. What you do on the left, you do on the right. The only challenging thing, or mhlambe, not even challenging, but the only thing that might be that will, can make you be like about these kind of questions is just the fact that they are long. But are they difficult? No, because you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. So it's just supposed to be 3 marks. So here, if you open your 2 brackets proper and you multiply everything proper, it's supposed to get 4x squared minus 20x then plus 25 if you do it properly. And then the side you'll be left with 7 minus 2x. Like terms, one side. So you'll have 4x squared minus 20x plus 2x plus 25 minus 7 equal to 0. Like that. Thank you so much for complimenting my handwriting. It means a lot. It means a lot. Then add your like terms. You'll have 4x squared minus 18x, and then this one will give you 8. Yeah, give you 18 equal to 0. What do we do here? I'm seeing we have a common factor there of 2. So if you divide everything by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, you are going to get 2x squared minus 9x plus 9 equal to 0. And then from here you can either use your quadratic formula or you can factorize. If you are not sure how to factorize, please don't panic. You are doing grade 12 now. You are more than welcome to use your quadratic formula. So you don't even have to feel guilty for using your quadratic formula. You can feel guilty though for not knowing how to factorize. I give you permission to feel guilty for not knowing how to factorize. Or our x will be equal to 3 over 2. Quickly, just so that I don't lose anyone. How do we get to the 3 over 2? We say 2x minus 3 equal to 0. And then we take the 3 that side. So it's going to be 2x equal to positive 3. Then divide by 2 both sides. That's how you get to x equal to 3 over 2. Then, I know I say things, but maybe because I just say them in passing, you're not really paying. This was a long one. Maybe because I say them in passing, you're not really paying much attention to them. But every time when you get an answer, don't celebrate. Go back to your original question and substitute x there to see if are you going to get one. Because with this particular question, this answer is not correct. Not that it's not correct, but it doesn't really satisfy this equation. So when you get a question like this or an answer like this, you write everything exactly the way we did it, just that when you come here, you can just scratch it, just to show that x is not equal to 3 over 2. That's how you would approach such a question. Look at it. Note if you have any questions, whatever mistakes that maybe you used to make before. I am putting it out. I'm erasing, but because you have the privilege of pausing the video, taking a screenshot and all that, so it's not a big deal. Let's move on to Where are we now? I must stop talking a lot because I'm chowing a lot of time. But when I'm talking for you. So yeah. Right, simultaneous equations. This is also another part of maths that's supposed to be just 3 marks. And if you are still struggling with simultaneous equations, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. Don't panic. Just practice a lot then. Practice a lot of these things. It's good that you are even here now watching this video because, yeah, it's going to help you. Minus 2ab minus 8 equal to 0. And then we have the log. Hey, I can imagine if you are struggling with simultaneous equations, then next thing you are seeing log what. Yeah. That's when people start to say, hey, maths is not for me. No, it's not that maths is not for you. You must just study. Okay, we've started. Make sure that you always label your equations. Equation number 1, equation number 2. It's up to you. Even if you say equation mama, equation baba, it's up to you. As long as you label your equations. Yeah. Generally, I always advise that whenever you are solving simultaneous equations, go for the equation that is the one that looks more simple to solve, less difficult. And believe it or not, in this case, this one looks what am I doing there? That equation there looks more simple to solve. This one, it looks more simple to solve because you can just do the reverse of a log. So maybe just to say, if you don't know your logs, please just go through your laws of logs and everything, because here you're going to be using that. So I prefer that whenever you're doing not that I prefer, I advise you that every time when you're doing simultaneous equations, indicate what you're doing. So because I'm going to be dealing with equation number 2, so I'm going to write that from equation number 2. Then I write equation number 2. It's log 2 a plus 5 equal to 3. Then I deal with equation number 2. What can I do here? Since they applied a log to get this equation, I can reverse this log. It's a law. It's like when you are doing your, let's say you're doing your laws of exponents. Law number 1 says that when you multiply the same base, you add the exponents. You have a to the power of m multiplied by a to the power of n. Says when you multiply the same base, you add the exponents. But the reverse is also true. So that means when you have a to the power of m plus n, you can write it in reverse, break it down, and say it's going to be equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So understanding the laws helps you to adjust in relevant situations like these ones, when now we can apply the reverse law. And when you do that, your equation is going to be, so the 2 is going to go back to being a base there. Okay? So it's going to be 2, and then the 30 will go back and become an exponent, equal to a plus 5. This might look confusing and complicated if you don't know your laws, your log laws and everything. So I advise that just quickly go through them, check them there, and then you should be fine. You should be fine. Because when we are here now, you are cruising nicely here. You are cruising nicely here. 2 to the power of 3, you remember that, oh, this one is 8. And then a plus 5. Now maths is not difficult now. You have 8 minus 5 equal to a, and then what is 8 minus 5? Is going to be equal to 3, equal to a. Therefore, you found your a, just like that. So I hope you now believe me when I say between the two, the equation number 2 is the one that is much easier to work with. And then from here, now that we've found a, we can substitute our a into equation number 1 so that we can find our b. Let's write it. So we say substitute a equal to 3 into equation number 1. Remember, always you must substitute back into the equation that you didn't use. Let's write equation number 1. It's a squared b squared minus 2ab minus 8 equal to 0. Then that means wherever we see a, we no longer put a. What do we put? We put 3, because we found out that a is equal to 3. So whenever we see a, we now put 3. Where is a? We have a there, we have a there. Right, let's do the right thing then. So I'm going to put it in bracket though. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 2, then b squared minus 2. There's another one. Boom. B minus 8 equal to 0. Ow. Now, the only unknown that you have now, if you can check, is just b. So it's here now that you are looking for b. Once you find b, then you are done. Imagine how nice is life. When you find b, you are done with your thing. You're done. Okay, let's find b. So from here, 3 to the power of 2 will give you 9. So it's going to be 9b squared. 2 multiplied by 3, or negative 2 multiplied by 3 will give you negative 6b, and then minus 8 equal to 0. Does this look familiar? Yes, it does. Because, like I say, from here you can either use your quadratic formula or you can factorize. Maths is just a repetition. So if you don't know it, you are going to perish. But if you know it, then it's just a repetition. But you don't have to perish if you don't know it. Just ask for help. Ask for help. We are here for you. Pioneers, don't tatazel. Open your brackets there. Don't tatazel. And then it's going to be, okay, it's 9, so it's going to be 3b, and then you'll have 3b there also, minus plus, you have 8 and 6, so your numbers are going to be 4 and 2. Yeah, don't always take what I'm telling you. Please do confirm it. Please do confirm it also on your side. When someone, like when a teacher makes a mistake and then someone repeats the same mistake, I'm like, hey man. Or 3b plus 2 is equal to 0. By the way, a sign that you really understand this thing is when, if your teacher or your tutor makes a mistake and you are able to spot it and be like, hey, it's not supposed to be like that. It shows that now you are getting this thing. But if you repeat the same mistake that I'm writing, then you must be worried, my sister, my brother. These are supposed to be your answers for B. Those ones. Remember, every time when you get your answer, don't be quick to celebrate. Go back and test your answer if is it correct. That's how you deal with this one. Take a screenshot if you have to. Pause the video. Ask a question. Don't keep quiet. Don't perish. Please don't perish. We are moving on to the next one. Let me be quick. Let me hurry up. Let me hurry up. I'm going to be speaking less now. Going to be speaking less now. Okay, we are on 1.3. Look at me. Look at me. I'm going to be writing more and speaking less. Check. They're saying if P, okay, let's zoom in. If P is equal to the root of x plus 2 divided by the root of 16 minus x squared, for which values of x will P be real? So we need to understand first our nature of roots, because if they're saying for which values of x will P be real, they're basically asking you about your nature of roots. And we say when our delta is greater than 0, greater or equal to 0, our roots are real. And then we say delta in your quadratic formula, remember, it's what's inside of the square root there. What am I writing there? It's what's inside of the square root, which is b squared minus 4ac. Okay? But the special thing about this question is that we have two sets there. We have one where it's x plus 2, and also the denominator where we have 16 minus x squared. So what do we do in a case like this? We'll treat both of them separately. We'll give both of them enough attention. All we know is that our delta is real when it's greater than 0, and greater or equal to 0, but also when our delta is just greater than 0. And it's just a matter of you being able to put the right thing in the right place. The greater or equal to 0, this one won't qualify to come here in the denominator. Why? Because yes, greater than 0 will qualify here, but if we have a number that is 0 as our denominator, then that means our equation will be undefined. Remember, anything divided by 0 is undefined. So that means this one will be for here, and then this one will be for there. Now let's do a proper maths. We take whatever that's inside of the square root there. So for the top one, this one at the top, we're going to have x plus 2. What do we say about it? We say it's greater or equal to 0. Then we solve for x. Our x will be greater or equal to negative 2, like that. And then we take the one that's at the bottom there. It's going to be 16 minus x squared. This one is just greater than 0, not equal to 0. What do we do here? You can factorize here. You can factorize this one greater than 0. You can rewrite it in order. So it's going to be 16 is 4 and 4, minus plus x, like that. And then when you do it, it should be, you're going to have an interval of x will be greater than negative 4, and then your x will be less than 4. Be like that. But these are the answers when it's separate. Now let's bring it together. Our smallest number is our smallest number is negative 2. Our biggest number is 4. So we need to bring them together into one interval. So when we bring them into one interval, that means our final answer then will be x will lie between, for this one, remember it has the equal to, so we'll put equal to there, will lie between negative 2 and 4. This will be your final answer then for this question. I'm hoping everything makes sense there. If you don't understand, blink. Then we're done with question 1. I know we spent quite some time there, but I just want to make sure that you understand and you're with me. I want to make sure that you are with me. Let's go to question 2. Question 2. Question 2. Now this is number patterns. You should celebrate every time when you see arithmetic there, because arithmetic is the most simple, just straightforward, like you see. So yeah, what are they saying? They're saying the following is an arithmetic sequence. Then they give you the pattern there, which is 1 minus what? 1 minus p, and then we have our second term as 2p. Sorry. We have our second term as 2p minus 3. 2p minus 3, and then our third term as p plus 5. P plus 5 continues like that. So what are they saying? They're saying calculate the value of p. Calculate the value of p. Because they say that it's an arithmetic sequence, so that means at least you should understand that our difference is the same throughout, since it's an arithmetic sequence. So that means our difference, when it's the same, it means that term number 2 minus term number 1 will be equal to term number 3 minus term number 2, because this is the difference between these terms. And then all you need to do is to just substitute your terms there and solve for the unknown value, which is your t. We're going back to algebra. So we're going back to question number 1 in a way. Not question number 1, question 1, man. Alright, so term number 2 is 2p minus 3. I suggest that you put this one in brackets. So minus in brackets, term number 1 is 1 minus p. It's not a must for you to put it in brackets, as long as you won't make mistake with the signs. Equal to term number 3 is p plus 5 minus term number 2 is still 2p minus 3. Like that. Then you're just solving for p here. It's going to be 2p minus 3 equal to minus 1 plus p equal to p plus 5. Then it's minus 2p plus 3. Like that. This one is 2p plus p is going to give you 3p. And then minus 3 minus 1 will give you minus 4 equal to, you have p minus 2p. It's going to be minus p, and then 5 plus 3 will give you positive 8. Like that. Like terms, one side. I'm going to take the p to the left, and then I'm going to take the 4 to the right. So I'm going to have 3p plus p equal to 8 plus 4. This side you'll have 4p, and then this side you'll have 12. Divide everything by 4. Finally, your p will be equal to 3. Like that. Congratulations, you found p. Now that you found p, don't even wait to go to the next question and dot. Just substitute the value of p there so that you can have a proper pattern. So that means your first term, it's 1 minus p, it's 1 minus 3. So that means your first term is equal to negative 2. Your second term, it's going to be 2 times 3, which is 6. 6 minus 3 will be 3. So your second term will be 3. And then your third term will be 3 plus 5. It's going to be 8. Like that. And then it keeps on going. Cool. Hope everything made sense there. Okay, let me write it here. That's minus 2, 3, 8, and then it keeps on going. Cool. And then 2.1.2, they're saying write down the value of A, the first term of the sequence. Look at you. Congratulations. Just by doing what I asked you to do, where you don't even wait for them, you've already found the first term. So your term number 1 is equal to, term number 1 is equal to -2. Nice. B, okay, this was A. B, they're saying the common difference. Now that you have your terms proper there, that means you can find your common difference. What was I doing there? So your common difference will be 3 minus how many marks is it? So that 1 mark. I want it just 1 mark. That means even if you just give the answer straight, you'll get the full mark. Your difference will be equal to 3 minus into -2, which will give you 5. So your difference is equal to 5. You are done with 2.1. Oh, sorry, you're not done with 2.1. Explain why none of the numbers explain why none of the numbers in this arithmetic sequence are perfect numbers. Perfect squares. You can see that -2 is not a perfect square, 3 is not a perfect square, 8 is not a perfect square. Since your difference is 5, so that means you have to find the next time, you can just check them. You'll say 8 plus 5, which will give you 13. And you see that 13 is also not a perfect square. So explain why these are not perfect squares. It's because we know perfect squares are numbers that when you multiply, are numbers that you get by multiplying a number by itself. You see, so here we don't have any number like that. We don't have a number that we don't have a number that you get by multiplying a certain number by itself. So that's why we don't have perfect squares. But don't cram my answer. This one is open. You just need to give a proper explanation there. So it's not fixed. It's not like solving for x. Yeah. All right, let's go to 2.2. My bad. Let's go to 2.2. They're saying the following sequence of numbers form a quadratic sequence. I think it's always nice when they tell you what type of a sequence are you dealing with. The fact that they're telling you that it's a quadratic, so you know that you'll be dealing with two differences. So some of the things you don't even have to wait for them to ask you to find them. Just make your life simple. So you can so much just go ahead and find the difference there. This one will give you 1. This one will be -1. This one will be -3. This one will be -5. -2. So everything will be -2 then. You can even go ahead, find the general term and all that. Make life simple for yourself, and then you'll see by the time you go to check the questions, it would have been things that you've already solved by yourself before they even ask you. It's a principle that I advise a lot, especially when you're doing geometry. So here, let's just somewhat go ahead and find the general term. Remember, 2a is equal to the first term there, which will be -2. Not the first term, is equal to your second difference. So divide by 2, your a is equal to -1. Your a is equal to -1. And then you have 3a plus b, which will be equal to your first term on your first difference, so equal to 1. A, we've already found it, it's minus 1 plus B equal to 1. Then B will be equal to 4, that side. And then you have A plus B plus C equal to, equal to your first term, then minus 3. So it's going to be minus 1 plus 4 plus C equal to negative 3. Negative 1 plus 4 will give you 3 plus C equal to minus 3. Then when you take the 3 the side, your C will be equal to negative 6. Just like that, you found your general term. So Tn is equal to an squared plus bn plus c. Your general term is equal to negative n squared plus 4n minus 6. I'm definitely telling you, they will ask you this. You just need to like surprise them. Don't even wait for them to, when they are asking you about it, just say like, got it. Let's see, what are they going to ask us? 2.2.1, they're saying the first differences of the above sequences also form a sequence. Determine an expression for the general term of the first difference. So as we found the general term of the whole sequence, but now what are they looking for? Yeah, sometimes the problem is not maths, it's English. Now they are looking for the general term for the arithmetic. This one. They're looking for the general term for that one. But what do you know so far about that sequence? You know the difference. The difference is negative 2. Remember, that is a arithmetic. So the formula for an arithmetic, it's Tn equal to A plus n minus 1 multiplied by D. So what do you have? You have A. This is your A, the one there. You have D. This is your D. So you can substitute there and then you are done. So it's going to be Tn equal to, your A is 1 plus n minus 1, and then your D is negative 2. But check, why is it so easy now for us to substitute these things and everything? It's because already we did this. We already found everything there before they even asked for it. You see? So it makes life simple. Then Tn is equal to 1. You multiply there, it's going to be minus 2n plus 2. Therefore, your Tn will be equal to, your Tn will be equal to negative 2n plus 3. Then, just like that, you found that question, which was 2.2.1. Then 2.2.2, calculate the first difference between the 35th term and the 36th terms of the quadratic sequence. Again, I repeat, sometimes the problem is not maths. Sometimes the problem is English. But here, it's not just English only. You just also need to have some background understanding. For instance, from the quadratic formula, let's do this. Hopefully, I'll quickly help you understand this. This is term number 1, this is term number 2, this is term number 3, this is term number 4, term number 5. Let's say this one from the second difference, term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, term number 4. Tell me, do you see that when you say term number 2 minus term number 1, you get term number 1. check the colors there. I put them deliberately. Ne? When you say term number 3 minus term number 2, what do you get? You get term number 2. So it will always be like that. The trend or the relationship will always move in the order of these. The last number that you find, you minus the number or the term that you are minusing with there. It will be the one that you get this side on the first difference. What does that mean? Basically, I'm saying here they are saying find the difference between the term number 35 and term number 36. But for us to find term number 35 and term number 36, that means the difference between there. And you're not really looking for term number 35 and term number 36. You're looking for their difference. So that means you're looking for term number 36 minus term number 35. But according to what we did here, where is it? According to what we did there, that means when we say term number 36, let's come back. So that means when we say term number 36 minus term number 35, we are going to get term number 35 on the arithmetic, this one here. But interestingly enough, we already have the general term here for the arithmetic. So that means we can just go ahead straight and find term number 35 of the arithmetic sequence, which will be the difference of term number 36 minus term number 35 on the quadratic one. I hope that made sense. So term number 36 here will be equal to negative 2 into 36 plus 3. And then term number 36 will be equal to... Oh, why am I saying 36? My bad. I said 35 there. It's gonna be 35, not 36. Ne? I hope someone saw that. If you didn't see it, I don't know. Then your answer here will be negative 67. That will be your term number 35. Alright, let's move on. They're saying 2.2.3, determine an expression of the nth term of the quadratic sequence. You don't have to do anything. Why not? Because you've already done it. Where is it? Here. You already did it. So now it's just a matter of plucking. And let's say like you did it like we did it, where you looked for the general term before they asked for it. So how do you answer this question? You basically now put it down here under 2.2.3. So that means you'll rewrite this thing. But the nice thing is that you are rewriting something that you know. You don't have to guess it, and you are saving more time there. They're saying show that the numbers will never contain a positive term. I won't lie, back then when I was still in high school, I never really got these questions. I was like, I was just not interested in such questions, because I was like, felt like it was gonna be a lot of work. But then, good for you, because you are here with me here, and I'm going to help you. Let's read the question one more time. Right, they're saying show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive term. What did we find as our general term? Our general term was Tn equal to minus n squared plus 4n minus 6. This is what we found as our general term. Ne? Then if we're supposed to find that our general term will never have positive numbers, then what you need to do is that you need to do a differentiation. Yeah, you need to differentiate this equation there. So we're going to do a first derivative. So it's going to be equal to, when you do it, it's going to be minus 2n plus 4. Remember, a constant will just be 0 there. And then when you differentiate, equate your tn into 0 so that you can solve for the n then. Yeah. So it's going to be 0 equal to minus 2n plus 4. Therefore, let's take the 2n to the left. It's going to be 2n equal to 4 divided by 2 divided by 2. Your n will be equal to 2. This is not your answer. This is not your answer. This will tell you if whether or not will we ever have positive numbers or not there. So what do? We go back to our original equation. We look for t at 2. So we're expecting that when we substitute 2 on our equation, we should not get a positive answer. See, so it's gonna be minus 2 squared plus 4 minus 2 minus 6, and then your t into 2 will be, this one will give you 4, so minus 4 minus 8. It's going to give you negative 2, like that. So you see, it's a negative number, therefore you can make the conclusion, there will be no positive terms. You don't cram my English here. This is my English. You don't cram it. You write your own. So that it shows that you understand this thing. Right. Let's move to question 3. Still on series. Okay, actually here we're just doing sequences. Now we're moving to series. They're saying question 3, given Sn is equal to 4n squared plus 1, determine term number 6. Okay, this one is just straightforward. There's nothing crazy about it. It's 3.1. You are given Sn equal to 4n squared plus 1. They're saying you must find T6. So what you can do is that you need to remember something, that when it comes to the sums, if since they're looking for term 6, if I'm looking for term number 6, you can say term number 6 is equal to the sum of 6 terms minus sum of 5 terms. This will give you term number 6. So that means if you have term number 5 will be equal to what? It will be equal to S5 minus S4, like that. This is the understanding that you need to have for this question, so that with this equation that they gave you, you can look for S6 and look for S5, so that you can substitute them there. Let's do that then. So it's going to be let's start with 6. S6 will be equal to, basically where there's n, you put 6. It's going to be 6 squared plus 1 equal to, these ones will give you 145. And then let's look for S5. Where there's n now, you put 5. 5 squared plus 1. These ones will give you 101. Cool. Then now you can do your term number 6. Term number 6 is equal to S6 minus S5. Therefore, term number 6 is equal to 145 minus 101. Term number 6 is equal to, it will give you 44. Nice. Let's move. 3.2. For which values of x will the following series converge? Even such questions, if you really study, you should not have a problem with this one, because it's just a matter of you understanding what do they mean when they say a series is converging or what. And we say that for a converging series, converge, your value of r lies between -1 and it lies between -1 and 1. And in this case, your r is this constant thing there, the 4x minus 3. That's your r there. So that means you can then come back into your converging condition there, and then where there's r, we substitute 4x minus 3 less than 1. Then we solve for x. Remember this one, when you're solving for x, you'll take it that side, but it must also go that side also, the 3. So that means it's going to be a -1 plus 3 less than 4x, then less than 1 plus 3. The 3 goes on both sides. This one will give you 2. 4x less than, this one will give you 4. And then from here, you divide both sides by, not both, everything, divide by 4. And then you'll have 1/2 less than x less than 1. Yes. And then, you can also put restrictions. You can also put restrictions. They won't penalize you though for not putting them, because like for these ones, you must just check so that your answer is not 0. It doesn't, that. For instance, where for this one, you can put that x must not be equal to 3/4. Because if x is 3/4, then you'll be left with 0 there. So such things. I think maybe you can put the restriction at the end there. Maybe you can put it at the end, but I don't think they'll penalize you for not putting restrictions there. Okay. The next one, 3.3, they're saying calculate the sum of -1 to the power of k multiplied by 2/k. It's a 2-mark question, so even me, I'm not going to speak a lot. We're just going to go straight into it. Aight. So we're given the sum. Basically, we're dealing with just 3 terms here, because we're starting from 3, 4, then we're ending on term number 5. So our first point of departure will be to start by finding the series. So term number 1 would be -1. Then we put 3 where there's k multiplied by 2/3. That will be our term number 1. And then when you do that, you get negative 2 over 3 plus, okay, maybe we can even write it there. Term number 2 is same thing. Then now we could jump to 4. 2 over 4. And then for this one, you get 1 over 2. Then plus the last one. It's negative 1, 5 multiplied by 2 over 5. I'm stopping at 5 because our maximum number there is, our maximum number there is 5, starting from 3. Okay? So that means where there is k, we start from 3 to get the first term, then we jump 4 and then 5, like that. When you do that, your third term will be, okay, sorry, it's a negative number, so it's gonna be minus 2 over 5. Remember, we're looking for the answer of this. What do you get when you add these together? Then your final answer is going to be negative 17 over 30. Then just like that, you are done. How many marks? 8 marks. Yeah, that's another thing about maths. Every time when you write maths, you must know how many marks are you getting. How many marks are you losing? You can't get out of a maths, or you must refuse to write an exam and not know how much did you get. Yeah, you must just refuse. Okay, now we're moving to functions. Question 4. We're moving to functions. Consider the graphs of g at x equal to 6 over x plus 3 minus 3 over 2. So by reading or by just looking at these equations, you can see that we're dealing with hyperbola. Okay? 4.1, they're saying write down the domain of G. Domain of G, remember we're talking about hyperbola and we're speaking domain. Basically, x is an element of real numbers, but then you indicate x must not be equal to your asymptote. In this case, it's minus 3 for G. Like that. You can write it differently. I won't speak to the other ones. 4.2, write down the range of H. The range of H. We have the we have the horizontal asymptote. For H, we have it as 2. So that means even here you can say y is an element of real numbers, but y must not be equal to 2. 4.3. Oh, we have 4.3.1. They're saying if the graph of G is shifted so that it coincides, you see someone already is lost just by them saying coincides. Yeah. Aish. Okay, let's come back. With the graph of H, it simply means coincide simply means that they touch, they meet, just like that. They're saying how many 4.3.1, how many units must the graph be shifted horizontally so that these graphs can touch each other in a way, but not only just touch, just to intersect in a way. So here you can, because they're talking about the horizontal shift, so we can focus on the horizontal asymptotes then, the vertical asymptotes, because they speak to the horizontal shift. So if, for instance, we have one for H, we have the vertical asymptote at 3, and then for G we have it at minus 3. sorry, minus 3 there, we have it at 3 there. Ne? So what are they asking about? They're saying how many units must the graph be shifted horizontally? Which graph? The graph of G. So the graph of G is the one that is on the left side here. It's my bad. It's G at X, and then this side we have H at X. They're asking how many units must this one move so that it can touch that one. Remember, somewhere there at the center we have 0. So for us to move from -3 to 0, we'll have to move how many steps? It's going to be 1, 2, 3. We're going backwards. Ne? To move from 0 to 3, it's going to be another 3. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6. So that means, to answer this question, how many units must the graph... Okay, let's use a black marker. How many units must the graph be shifted? It must be shift 6 units. Like that. And then now going up, how many units must the graph be shifted vertically? You focus now on the vertical asymptotes. Sorry, focus on the horizontal asymptotes which are affected by the vertical shift. Going up, you think of, you can draw it. You don't have to, and you can even draw the full graph, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to draw the full graph. Just picture it. We have, for G at X, we have a horizontal asymptote at -3/2. And then for H at X, we have it at 2. They're basically asking how many units must the G at X graph, the red one, how many units must it go up in order to get there? And simple, you can just say 2. How can you do it so that you don't mess up the signs? You can even do it using your understanding of analytical geometry, where when we are looking for the distance, vertical distance, we say y top minus y bottom. Y bottom. I don't like this color. I don't like that color. But yeah, where we say where we say y top minus y bottom. Y bottom. So y top is your 2 minus y bottom, it's minus 3/2. This will tell you how many points is this one supposed to go up in order to touch that one there. So it's going to be 2 plus 3/2. And then your answer will be 3.5 units. So that means your answer for this one, it's 3.5 units. That's how much it's supposed to go. Yes, they're saying write down the equations of the asymptotes of G. You don't have to guess it. They gave it to you. Here is G there. They gave these things to you. You don't have to guess it out. This represents the vertical asymptote. This represents the horizontal asymptote. Remember, the horizontal asymptote is just straightforward, just like it is. It's for y there. So for the horizontal asymptote, you'll just write it as it is. Y is equal to minus 3 over 2. But for the horizontal, sorry, for the vertical asymptote, this one, you don't just take it as it is. You take x plus 3 and then you say equal to 0. Then you solve for x there. Your x will be equal to negative 3. Like that. Okay. So you know that then your... Oh, my bad. We are calculating x-intercepts, not... Hey, someone is not saying anything. No one is saying anything. We're calculating the x-intercepts of G. My bad. But I hope then you see what you would do if they were asking you about the asymptotes, to put them there. Very simple, this one. X-intercepts. You need to remember, for x-intercept, we say you let y equal to 0. So if you have g at x equal to 6 over x plus 3 minus 3 over 2, you let your y equal to 0. So you'll say 0 is equal to 6 over x plus 3 minus 3 over 2. Then you solve for x proper here. It's going to be 3 over 2 equal to 6 over x plus 3. You do your proper maths there. When you cross multiply, you're supposed to get 3x plus 9 equal to 12. And then you can take the 9, that side is going to be 3x equal to 12 minus 9 will give you 3. And then you divide both sides by 3. Your x will be equal to 1. So that means your x-intercept will be 1 is to 0. We are looking for the x-intercept, yes. Then that will be your answer for the x-intercept. Not me thinking that they want you to find the asymptotes. Then they're saying that sketch the graph of G in your answer book. Show clearly all asymptotes and intercepts. I won't do it on an answer book, so that means I won't draw it to scale. But I'll give you an idea of how is it supposed to look like, at least. You need to find your y-intercept, your x-intercept. We already found our x-intercept. Your y-intercept will be... What will be your y-intercept? For y-intercept, you make your x be equal to 0. Wait, let me just confirm which graph are we dealing with. Sketch the graph of G. Okay. So it's going to be... Again, I'm not drawing it to scale. Let's put our asymptotes first. Asymptote, we have it on... negative 3. So let's say we have minus 3 here. We'll have our vertical asymptote. And then we'll have another one on negative 3 over 2. Let's say it's somewhere here, negative 3 over 2. So it's going to be, yeah, something like that. And then because your value of A is positive, that means your graph will lie between the first and the third quadrant there, in reference to your asymptotes. Then we found our y-intercept was at 1. So you just have to calculate your x sorry, you'll have to calculate your y-intercept to see that where is it going to pass. But it's going to look something like this. Let me get a color. Your graph would look something like this. Remember, it doesn't touch the asymptotes. And then even this side, something like that. Supposed to look like that. Draw it and then compare it with mine. So then they're saying determine the value of k if h at x is equal to negative x plus k is an axis of symmetry of G. Axis of symmetry, remember, it's the line that cuts our graph into two equal parts, and you always cut where your asymptotes intersect. So there, that will be the line for our axis of symmetry now. And I'm putting the negative one. Remember, you can either have a positive one, which would look like this. Yeah, which would look more like that. But now we're focusing on the negative one because the graph that they're giving us, they're saying it's what? They're saying the equation for h at x is equal to negative x plus k. And what are they looking for? But to determine the value of k. So we can just use the coordinate that we have there. Remember, our asymptotes, the coordinates are negative 3 is to negative 3 over 2. 3 over 2. Those are the coordinates of our asymptotes. So using that, we can substitute here that negative 3 over 2 is equal to negative 3 plus k. And then we look for k there. K will be equal to 3 minus 3 over 2. And then, oh sorry, my bad. Our 3 is minus that. So that means it's going to be minus 3 over 2. Then our k will be equal to negative 9 over 2. That's the value that you're supposed to get for k. Then 4.9, they're saying the graph of G is reflected in the x-axis. Write down the new equation of y. Yeah, this one, I know it confuses a lot of things. This thing of reflection about the x-axis, reflection about the y-axis. Here's how you can get it. When they say reflection about the x-axis, that means x doesn't change, but y changes. If they say reflection about the y-axis, that means y doesn't change, x is the one that will change. What is this change that is happening? It just, the sign becomes, you put a negative on the one that is changing. For instance, check. In this case, which graph are we dealing with? We're dealing with the graph of G still. The graph of G, maybe you can even write it as y instead of G. Just say y is equal to 6 over, kind of what's the equation? 6 over x plus 3. 6 over x plus 3 minus 3 over 2. Minus 3 over 2. But it's a reflection about the x-axis. So that means y is going to change. Where there's y, just put a negative sign there. And then when you've done that, rewrite the equation then in the normal format so that it doesn't start with a negative variable. So to do that, that means you need to divide everything by minus 1. Minus 1. And then the new equation will be y equal to negative 6 over x minus 3 plus 3 over 2, like that. Wait, why am I saying x minus 3? Sorry, x plus 3 there. Yes, that's how it's going to be like when it's reflected about the x-axis. Going to question 5. Remember the one that I highlighted? I said we not going to be doing that one. I hope we are learning something. I really hope we are learning something. Yeah. Okay. Question 5. You are given two graphs here, the graph of f and the graph of g. Look through it, study it. Yeah, give yourself some time to just go through it. 5.1, they say write down the coordinates of E, the turning point of F. In this case, already from the equation, it's given to you. Those coordinates are, remember this one, we don't take it as it is. We need to equate it to 0 first and then solve for x. So it's going to, as we have it there, it's negative 7 over 2. But when we write it down, we'll write it as positive 7 over 2. So that means our coordinates for the turning point are going to be, it's in. So it's going to be 7 over 2 is 2. Then we have 81 over 4. 81 over 4. Like that. Those are going to be our coordinates of the turning point. 5.2. Maybe you can even just update your diagram there. 7 over 2 is 281 over 4. Yes. And then determine the average gradient of the curve f between x equal 1 and x equal 5. So don't be scared by the term average gradient. It's just the normal way how you would calculate gradient. You still do it the same way. Because you might want that as hell because they said average. Don't do that to yourself. Remember, they gave you the x values, but to find gradient, you need both x and y. So use the x values that you are given to find the corresponding y coordinate. So from our equation is f at x equal to 1 minus, not plus, 1 minus 7 over 2 all squared plus 81 over 4. So let's substitute the first value of x, which is 1. What did I do here? I'm already substituting. It's x then, It's x minus. So where there is x, now we substitute 1. Minus 7 over 2 squared plus 81 over 4. And then this will be equal to, if you put your thing proper there, you're supposed to get 18. And then the next one, we're going to substitute the second value of x, which is 5. So that means for the first one, our coordinate is 1 is to 18. Okay. And then here we put 5. Minus 7 over 2 plus 81 over 4. And then for this one, you're supposed to get, if you put it proper, you're supposed to get 18. I think I made a mistake here. This one will give you 14. Yeah. This one will give you 14. And then this one will give you 18. So the coordinates here are 5 is to 18. Like that. So now you have both your xy, xy. Now you can calculate the gradient. Well, average gradient. So write it, average gradient. It's going to be equal to you can say what did they give you here? They give you okay. For the y coordinates, you can put it's 18 minus 14 divided by it's going to be 5 minus 1. And then your average gradient will be 18 minus 14. 18 minus 14 will give you 4 over 5 minus 4 will give you minus 1 will give you 4. And then your average gradient will be equal to 1. Yebo. That's how you do that one. Then moving to 5.3, they're saying calculate the value of A, which is the x coordinate of D. D, here is D there. It's the point of intersection. You must know something about the point of intersection. You must. It's very important because we know that at the point of intersection, the two graphs are equal. The two graphs are equal. So we have f at x being equal to g at x at the point of intersection. Okay. What is f at x? F at x is negative x minus 7 over 2 squared plus 81 over 4 equal to what is g at x? G at x is negative 3x plus 24, like that. So now you have to deal with that bracket then. Minus, I advise write your thing neatly, maybe open square bracket since you're going to open two brackets there. So it's gonna be x minus 7 over 2 and then x minus 7 over 2, then plus 81 over 4. It's up to you whether you put everything in the same bracket or not. I'm going to put it like that. Then minus 3x plus 24. And then now you can multiply the brackets there. These two. You're going to get oh my bad, why did I put the bracket? Sorry. Because we have a negative sign there. I don't want it to mess things for us. Like that. So if you multiply everything proper there, you're supposed to get x squared plus plus 7, and then this one will give you plus 49 over 4. Then plus 81 over 4 equal to negative 3x plus 24. And then now you can multiply with the negative throughout. It's going to be negative x squared. Sorry, I forgot the x there. Negative 7x minus 49 over 4. And then plus 81 over 4. Do you see that it was going to be a mistake if I put the bracket there? Because now multiplying with the negative sign, that means I would also have to multiply the positive there, which was not going to be right. then equal to negative 3x plus 24. You add your like terms there, negative x squared. In the meantime, you can even take these ones that side. Okay? So it becomes negative x squared. Let me see. Okay, let's just fix a couple of things with the signs there. This one is supposed to be minus then, so that here we'll have a plus. Then I think everything else will be proper, so that the 3 when it comes this side will have a positive 10x, and then the 2 when we these two when we add them together, we're going to get 8, but the 24 is going to come, so it's going to be minus 16, if my maths is correct there. Minus 16 equal to 0. Then you can take out the negative as a common factor. You'll have x squared minus 10x plus 16 equal to 0. Aye, we're back to the normal things now. So for x, the normal way that you know how to. Remember, safest thing, put quadratic formula. But if you can, then factorize. You have x minus, and then you have 2 and 8. Then you can separate them. Then x minus 2 equal to 0, or x minus 8 equal to 0. Then from here your x will be equal to 2, or your x will be equal to 8. Like that. But remember, what are we looking for? We're looking for the value of a there, which is the x coordinate of d. You have two values. You have 8 and you have 2. The one that satisfies d is this one of 2. It's this one of 2. So that means you're going to take that one. So just indicate that therefore your xd will be equal to 2, like that. Cool. And then they say 5.5, you must calculate the length of st, or not just length but maximum length of st. Maximum length of st. I know I said question 5.4 we're not going to do it, but why not? 5.4, they're saying that point S, which is axis to y, is a point on the graph of f, where x is between a and 8. Then they're saying line ST is drawn parallel to the y-axis with point T on the graph of G. Then they're saying determine ST in terms of x. ST is that line that we have here. This one here. They're saying we must determine it in terms of x. And then if you can check here, at this point, these 2 points there, there's those 2 points there. This point can be represented as the f at x. Then this one can be represented as g at x. And we are dealing with what? A vertical distance, of which it's something we did previously there. Let me write it here. So because we're dealing with a vertical distance, for a vertical distance, we say y top minus y bottom. So that means our distance for ST will be equal to our graph that is at the top is f at x. So it's f at x minus g at x. Remember, you are looking for this distance in terms of x, so you don't have to find a definite answer. So you just substitute your equations, plus 8 minus, please put it in brackets so that you don't mess up the signs there, minus 3x plus 24. Then now you can multiply the brackets there, plus 7x plus 8, then it's going to be plus 3x minus 24. Yes. You add your like terms. What like terms do you have? You have 7x and 3x. You have 8 and negative 24. So it's going to be negative x squared. 7x plus 3x will give you positive 10x. And then 8 minus 24 will give you negative 16. Then this will be the distance ST in terms of x, like that. Calculate the maximum length of ST. I think I'm confusing 5.4. There's a question that I know that where is it? Okay, it's fine. Okay, calculate the maximum length of ST. Calculate the maximum length of ST. So now that you've found ST in terms of x, when they say you must find the maximum length, just always know that you take the length that you found and then you do a first derivative of it. Yeah. So, what is it? 5.5. 5.5. I'm going to write it then. So, the derivative of ST, please do indicate it that you are deriving ST. D over dx. Remember, you can write it differently. It must be equal to 0, the derivative, so that you can be able to solve for x. So it's going to be, remember, it's up here, so you take it from there. It's going to be minus 2x plus 10 equal to 0. Then you solve for x from there. It's going to be negative 2x equal to negative 10 divided by negative 2 divided by negative 2. Therefore, your x will be equal to 5. That's just a position. So that means now you can take the 5, substitute it on your original equation so that you can find the actual maximum distance. So let's write it here. The actual maximum distance will be ST equal to, where there's x now, you put 5. Squared plus 10 into 5 minus 16. Then ST, if you put everything proper there, you're going to get it as 9 units. Your maximum distance. It's just the thing of remembering that when you're looking for maximum distance, you do a derivative. I hope all is going well so far and we are learning something. I hope so. Okay, moving to question 6. Question 6 or question 6. We're still doing functions, and here we have an exponential graph. Looking very nice there. Just 3 questions, so it shouldn't be too hectic. 6.1. You are given the graph of f at x, they gave you the equation there. They even gave you an extra coordinate. Right. 6.1, they're saying that you must write down the inverse in the form of y is equal to. Remember, when you're writing an inverse, in this case, you are given the graph, because they're saying we must write it in the form of y. So the original one is y equal to 3 to the power of x. If we're doing an inverse, that means we're going to swap x and y. So where there's x, we put y. Where there's y, we put x. Our inverse graph will look like x equal to 3 to the power of y, like that. I'm just going to rewrite it so that y is on the left. So when I'm rewriting it, it's just going to be 3 to the power of y equal to x. Yeah, like that. So then from here, they say you must write it in the form of y is equal to, and our y is an exponent there. So to get rid of the 3, we can apply a log rule, which will then, if we do it, it's going to be y equal to log of x base 3. Like that. I can see my x is very happy there. It's doing dance moves and all. But yes, that's how it's going to look like then, the inverse graph. 6.2, they're saying sketch the graphs of f, the inverse, and f inverse shifted to the right by 2 units on the same axis on your answer book. We don't have an answer book, so I'm going to just give you an idea of how it's supposed to look like. Let me try and make it at least neat. Okay. So the original graph inverse, the one that they drew for us, something like that. Okay. The inverse will look like this. This will be f inverse. If let's say it passes your x axis at 1, and now if it's shifted now, we can remember they said we must also get for x minus 2. So if it's shifted to the right by 2 units, so it's going to be from here, it's going to be 1 2, which is 2 3 there. So that means now the new axis or x-intercept will pass there. So the other one will look like this. Same shape, same thing, same everything. Just that. Okay, I'm not doing justice there. But I'm sure you get the idea. Something like that. Then this will be the f inverse shifted to the right by 2 units. It's going to look something like that. Okay, 6.3. Use your graphs drawn in question 6.2 to solve for the following. To solve for x if log 3 is less than 1. Using the graphs. Okay. So that means at least you need to draw proper graphs there. Okay, I need to put proper numbers now because we need to use the graphs. It was x minus 2. The inverse graph. The inverse graph will pass at here it will pass at 2. Okay. Pass at 2. Is it 2? Yeah. Okay. So using the graphs, they're saying that use your graphs drawn in question 6.2 to solve for x if log 3 is 2x minus or is less than 1. Is less than 1. So you can basically, let's see, log 3 so log 3 x minus 2 see less than 1. So you can do a reverse here, which will be x minus 2 less than, it's just going to be 3 to the power of 1. Then your x will be less than 3 plus 2. Then your x will be less than 5. Less than 5. Okay. So using the graph less than 5, so that means if you put proper numbers, my graphs, you can see that, yeah, I just did them so that we can have an idea how are the graphs going to look like. But of course the numbers are not accurate there. But using this, we can see that it will be 5 there, and then going down, and 2. So our interval will be between 2 and 5 there. So that means our answer here will be x will be between 2 and 5. Hope we are sorted with that one. Just 2 marks. Yeah. Okay, moving to financial maths. We're almost done. Question 7. Question 7. Here, then, English needs to really make sense because you'll be dealing with words a lot. Okay, they're saying a survey conducted in December 2015 determined that 5.7 million, imagine, 5.7 million South Africans were living with HIV. The researchers used a model of exponential growth with the formula of A equal to P 1 plus I to the power of N. I hope you are familiar with that equation there. To predict that there will be 6 million people living with HIV in December 2022, calculate as a percentage the annual rate of increase that the researchers used for the 7 years. So already they gave you the formula. They gave you the formula, which is A equal to P, then 1 plus I into N. They want you to find the value of I. We're looking for I. Everything else is given. Your A, which is the accumulated, is the 6 million there. 6 million people. P is the current one, which is the 5.7 million people. And then 1 plus, did they give us the, we're looking for I. they did give us the number of years there. They said it's 7 years. Yes. So you look for I, you can divide by the 5.7 million, both sides. Financial maths is not difficult as long as you understand the question, like get it, and you know which formula to use, then you should be sorted. And then here, for the sake of not rounding off too quick and everything, I suggest that write it as it is. Generally, don't be quick to round off. Don't be quick to round off. Whether you are doing finance or you are doing algebra, whatever, don't be quick to round off. And then now we can, to remove the 7 there, we can apply 7th root. 7th root there. And then it's going to be 7th root of what inside. We can still put it as it is, but or you can, it's going to be, oh, my bad. It gives me 1.0526. I don't like this thing of rounding off during your solving things there. Then plus I, and then there, when you take the one to the other side, you'll have I equal to, this one will give you 1,00735. Then we'll take the one the other side, it's going to be minus 1. And then your I will be equal to 0.00735. But they said they want it as a percentage. So what do you do to make it into a percentage? You multiply it by 100%. And then your I will be equal to 0.74%. That will be your answer there. 7.2, they're saying that Shimi invests 4 million into an account. Imagine, Sabawell to be Shimi. Invests 4 million into an account, earning interest of 6% per annum, compounded monthly. She withdraws 30,000 per month. Ow, what a wonderful life. 30,000 per month. And then they're saying her first withdrawal is exactly 1 month after she deposited the 4 million. They don't tell you such things just for vibes. You need to pay attention to the details there. And then 7.2.1, how many withdrawals of 30,000 will Shimi be able to make? Okay. First of all, you need to make up your mind on which formula is relevant for this situation here. For the fact that now we're speaking about her even making withdrawals, so that means we are talking about the money that is already here. This one. It's not something that she's yet going to invest. It's already invested, for the fact that they're saying she withdraws from it. So that means the formula that will be more suitable for this one is present value. Present value. We're doing 7.2. 7.2. The formula would be present value equal to x, and then you open your big bracket there, then 1 plus I into minus exponent minus n, then divided by I. Okay, my thing is not looking nice there. Apologies for that. Yeah, but that's the formula that you're going to be using there. What is the present amount? It's the 4 million. We want to know the number of the monthly withdrawals that she's going to be able to make. That's what we wanna calculate there. But let's substitute all that we have. We have the 4 million. How much is she going to be, or how much is she withdrawing monthly? She's withdrawing 30,000. 30,000. Then 1 minus 1 plus, let's check the interest there. They're saying it's, where is it? Oh, 6%. Oh, my bad. Yeah, they're saying it's 6% per annum. 6% per annum. So that means you can, basically it's going to be 0.06 per annum over 12. Then to the power of minus n. Then divided by 0.06 over 12. Then we are looking for n now. You do your mathematics proper there, you should be fine. We do cross multiplication. This minus that. Always remember there's always a 1 there. So this is going to multiply the 1 at the bottom. Don't be quick to round off, please. So all in all, it's going to be 4 million multiplied by 0.06 over 12 equal to 30,000. 30,000 into 1 minus 1 plus 0. Oh, but I could have put this. It's fine. Minus n. And then let's divide everything by 30,000. You don't have to cram this thing, Ned. Do it in whatever way you are comfortable. Do it in whatever way you're comfortable. Yeah. Okay, let me put this on a calculator. It gives me okay, here I get 1 over 3 equal to so what I did is that I see now I'm jumping steps, but what I did to get the 1 over 3, I also took this one I took it that side. So that means what I'm left with this side, I'm left with 1 plus 0.06 over 12 all to the power of minus n. All to the power of minus n. And then, yeah, we know when things are like this is where log comes in to rescue us. So it's going to be minus n will be equal to the log of 1 over 3, then base of let me see if it doesn't give me a long decimal. You can either write it in fraction form, or you can write it in decimals, because at least it's not too long. It's 1,005. Yeah. And then therefore your n will be equal to, if you put that in a calculator there, of course divide by -1 both sides, you'll get 220.7. Therefore, this concludes that the number of withdrawals that she's going to make are 200. She'll make 220 withdrawals. Don't copy my English. Write it in whatever way that makes sense to you. Right. Then 7.2.2, they're saying that how many withdrawals will Shimi be able to make if she changes the amount withdrawn per month to 20,000? Substantiate your answer. Yeah, so instead of her taking out or withdrawing 30,000 monthly, they're asking that if she changes it from 30,000 now monthly, she withdraws 20,000. How much, or not how much, man, how many withdrawals is she going to be able to make? I hope the question is clear and it makes sense. I hope so. So let us look at that one then. Let us look at that one. So overall, we'll do everything standard, just that now there's gonna be a change on the number of the monthly withdrawals. The monthly withdrawals. But another way of looking at it is like this. Because remember what I was saying, that they don't just tell you things for control. Where is it? Oh, I'm reading 7.1. Yeah, they're saying her first withdrawal. I'm reading this portion here. Yeah. When they say her first withdrawal is exactly 1 month after she deposited the 4 million. Okay? So that means there was exactly 1 month that had interest. That 4 million there had interest. Okay? And I'm just trying to show you something here. Let's look. If we calculate it, it's gonna be p into 1 plus I to the power of n, and then if we calculate just for that 1 month, it's gonna be 4 million. Then, hey, at least this thing of doing financial maths, you get a chance to just call big numbers. Can you just listen? I'm saying 4 million randomly, without pressure. then your answer will be 4,020,000. Yeah. So common sense. They're asking here, how many withdrawals will she be able to make if she's withdrawing 20,000 per month? Considering that there's 4 million there and she's taking out 20,000 per month, she won't be able to finish this money, because there'll be so much money left, or there's so much money and she's taking out so little every month. So that means this money will be there, will be there. She won't finish it. So therefore the conclusion that we can make is that she oh man, what happened there? My bad. Okay, we are back. Where are we? Yeah. The conclusion that we can make is that she will be able to make a countless withdrawals because from 4 million, 20,000 monthly is like nothing. Yeah, cool. I hope that makes sense. Last one on finance. I don't know how do you pronounce that name there. A street. I think it's better not to say it. Yes, Mr. or Miss. Yeah, it's Miss E. They're saying that she opened a savings account with a single deposit of 1,000 on the 1st of April 2022. She then makes 18 monthly deposits of 700 rand. While reading, let's not forget that there's 1,000 that was made. And just maybe highlight through some of the important things that you feel they are necessary to think about there. She makes 18 monthly deposits of 700 rand at the end of every month. They're saying her first payment is made on the 30th of April 2022, and her last payment on the 30th of September 2023. The account ends an amount that determine the amount that should be in her savings account immediately after her last deposit is made on the 30th of September 2023. Okay, so here we're dealing with monthly payments, but also we're talking about something that is on the future. Okay? So that means here the formula that will be more suitable is future value, because even as they're saying that we must determine the amount that will be on her. So it's not there yet. It's still coming. But let's take a quick turn on the fact that there's 1,000 rand that she deposited. And that 1,000 rand, that means from the moment, for all these 18 months, it will be accumulating interest. So it's worth that before we start anything, let's calculate the interest. Yeah. interest on that on that 1000 there. So it's gonna be p, then y plus I to the power of n, and then it's gonna be the 1000. They said it's 15, so it's 1,15 over 12, and then 18 there, because we're dealing with 18 months. And then we going to get 1,250 58 cents. Right. Yeah, let's pack that one there. Then now we can go to the future value formula. Then future value is equal to, always start by writing the full formula first, because you get a mark for writing a correct formula. So please make sure that you always write your formula, write a correct formula. Yeah. -1, and then divided by I. Then now we can substitute. We are looking for the future value. The monthly installments, they said that it's 700 rands. Interest is still the same, and then she's still making 18 monthly installments. Okay, my 18 looks somehow. Then -1 divided by 0,15 over 12. Then let's punch that on a calculator. Use your calculators then. Use a calculator. You learn better. I'm telling you, you learn better when you participate and you don't just listen, because it will feel like maths is not as exciting as others like me think it is, especially if you are still trying to understand what's happening here. Doesn't feel that exciting. So it's even more boring if you listen to someone speaking over and over and over again. You see, like now we're doing a long question paper here. If you are not doing it together with me, I'm telling you, the person not doing this question paper with me, it's either they are not learning, or it's either they are bored, or they didn't even get to this part of the video because they're like, But for someone who has their paper there and they are doing this thing with me, yeah, you're learning something. Congrats to you. Final amount will be this one that we just found here, which is 14,032.33 cents. Then plus, remember this one. Remember this one from the 1,000. Yeah, we also need to add it there. So it's gonna be plus 1,250 58 cents. Sorry, 58. Yes, then now we can calculate the final amount. It's going to be 15,282.91 cents. Yebo. That's how we do that one. Moving to question 8. I'm going to write it this side. Here we're dealing with the first principle. Guys, you need to know this one. Like, you need to know this one. If by any chance you are going to write your prelim exam now and you don't know how to find your first principle, please do the right thing there. Okay, they're saying we're given, let me see if we use the smaller pen. Given, yeah, I think it's gonna be sufficient. Given f at x equal to 3x squared minus 6. Yeah? Then we're supposed to find the first, or the derivative from the first principle. Remember, when you're doing from the first principle, that means you need to get f at x plus h also. F at x plus h. And it simply means that where there's x, you substitute x plus h, and then you solve for your thing. So it's going to be x. Where there's x, we put x plus h, all squared plus 6. So let's simplify this one. It's going to be, I prefer to go down with it, just keep it there. It's going to be 3, and then you open your 2 brackets there. If you do everything proper, you're supposed to get x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. That's what you're supposed to get. And then, it's a minus 6 there. Minus 6. Minus. And then minus the 6 there. Then now we can remove the brackets. So let's come down with it. F at x plus h will be equal to, multiply everything inside with the 3. It's going to be 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared, then minus 6. Do you have any like terms? No. So that means this is your x plus h. Then you can now go to your formula for deriving first principle. It says that f prime x is equal to limit as h approaches 0. Then the formula is f at x plus h minus f at x all divided by h. Where to from here? You substitute from here. So it's f prime x will be equal to limit as h approaches 0. What is our f at x plus h? We found it to be 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared minus 6. Then minus in brackets, let's put f at let's put f at x, which is 3x squared. I love the plus, minus 6 all divided by h. Yeah, one thing about the using the first principle is that it's long, but it's not difficult. Once you get it, you got it. If you don't get it, don't forget about it. Ask questions. Ask for help. So we're going to remove the brackets there. It's going to be 3x squared plus 6xh plus 3h squared minus 6. Let's remove the brackets together. It's going to be minus 3x squared plus 6. I hope we all got the same thing there. Right. Then from here, remember, like terms, we have 3x squared, we have negative 3x squared, we have negative 6, we have 6. So all these ones, they're going to cancel each other. They're going to cancel each other. Make sure that you never forget this. The limit as h approaches 0. Hey, don't forget this one. Always write it. Come down with it. Here you'll be left with 6xh plus 3h squared all over h. Is there anything that you can do there? Yes, there is, because you have h on both sides, and 3 also is common factor there, but let's focus on the h. So it's going to be f prime x equal to limit as h approaches 0. Then we take out the h as our common factor there. We'll be left with 6x plus 3h all divided by h. F prime x is equals to limit as h approaches 0. And then here h and h can just deal with each other. Let's not disturb them. Us will be left with 6x plus 3h. Then what do you do from here? The h was approaching 0. Let the h now get to 0, man. It's been a while. So that means now you remove the limit. Once you substitute the x, once you substitute the h, then you don't have to put the limit. So it's going to be 6x plus 3. Where there's h, you put 0 now. Then finally, f prime will be 6x. That will be your final answer. Usually this question is 5 marks. Here they just gave it 4 marks. I don't know why. Right, let's do 8.2. Let's do it here in the space that is given to us there. 8.2. 8.2. Determine the derivative of f at x when you are given that f at x is equal to 2 root x minus 1 over x all squared. Okay, so clearly when it's still like this, you can't derive it. Okay? So then what you should do is that simplify everything and put it in a standard form that can be dealt with properly. What do I mean? This is what I mean. We have 2 root x minus 1 over x to the power of 2. Some people are quick to want to derive when it's like this. That's not proper. That's not proper. Instead, what you should do in a situation like this is that you should expand this thing. Open your brackets. Don't be scared. Open your 2 brackets. These brackets, they are yours. So open them. It's 2 root x minus 1 over x, like that. Then expand. Then I think if you do everything proper, you're supposed to get 4x minus 4. Minus 4 is going to be minus 4 1 over root 2. Root x then plus 1 over x squared. If you didn't get this, don't panic. Just redo it, check if where did you make a mistake or something. Yeah. And then eventually you should be fine. And then if we simplify this thing, it's going to be, so now we're putting everything in exponential form so that we can be able to derive. It's going to be 4x minus 4 into x to the power of negative 1 over 2. And then it's going to be plus x to the power of negative 2. Here we applying, this step here, we're applying laws of exponents. Okay? I hope we understand those ones. Then now that everything is in exponential form, you can then now do your thing. Now you can do your thing. So this one will just be 4 and then plus 2x to the power of negative 3 over 2 and then minus 2x to the power of minus 3. Yeah. You can either leave your answer here or you can put it back now, which will be 4 then plus 2 over, this one will be okay, it will be 3 there. You don't have to do this last step, né? You don't have to do it, it's up to you. X to the power of 3, like that. That's how you answer 8.2. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And then 8.3, they're saying given f at x is equal to 3x squared minus 3x cubed minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 2, determine the interval for which f at x is concave up. For which f at x is concave up. For concave up, we say that our second derivative is greater than 0. Okay? So that means we must find our first and second derivative from the one that we're given there. It's 8.3. Yeah? We're given f at x is equal to 3x cubed minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 2. Okay, so I'm saying we need to find our first and second derivative. The nice thing here is that there's no extra work that you need to do already. This equation is in a position where it can be worked with. So this one is going to be 9x to the power of 2 minus 6x plus 6. That's our first one. But remember, I said we must do also second derivative. So you do a second derivative. And then it's going to be 18x minus 6. Yes, like that. For concave up, remember I did say that our second derivative is supposed to be greater than 0. So that means we'll have to put it, say 18x minus 6 will be greater than 0. And then we look for the value of x then. So it's going to be 18x greater than 6 divided by 18 divided by 18. Your x will be greater than 1 over 3. Therefore, if it's concave up, that concave up, x will be an element from 1 over 3 to infinity, like that. Yebo. Let's move to question 9. Question 9. So they're saying sketch below is the graph of f prime. Very important. Graph of f prime. So that means this is not really the original graph, né? But they give the equation of the original graph there. It's given to us there. Then they're saying points A, B, and C are the intercepts of f prime with the axis. Okay. Let us see 9.1.1. Write down the coordinates of A. Must write the coordinates of A. Remember, just need to keep it in your mind. We can say that A is the y-intercept, but it's the y-intercept of f prime. Okay, let's write it this side. F prime. Our f prime is, let's write it. Okay, our f at x is equal to minus 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 12x plus 20. Yes. So now from here we'll find our f prime, which will be negative 6x squared minus 6x then plus 12. I'm really hoping that we all understand how to differentiate. Then remember, for y-intercept, you let your x be equal to 0. So that means where there's x, you put 0. There's going to be 0 here, but there's going to be 0 here and 0 there. So making you being left with just f at 0 will just be 12. So that means the coordinate of A, therefore A, the coordinate is 0 is to 12. Like that. Okay, let's update our thing. 0 is to 12. Here we know it's what is to 0, x is to 0. Even here, x is to 0. Okay. Determine the coordinates of B and C. I was just busy with B and C now. Determine the coordinates of B and C. The nice thing is that we already have our equation there, prime. Our f prime is equal to minus 6x squared minus 6x plus 12. Now we're doing for x intercept. Okay? You let y be equal to 0. So it's going to be negative 6x squared minus 6x plus 12 equal to 0. And then you solve for x here. Since 6 is a common factor, you can divide by negative 6 everywhere. Negative 6, and then you'll have x squared plus x minus 2 equal to 0. I'm still gonna say the safest thing, use your quadratic formula. But if you can factorize, please do factorize. X plus minus, you'll have 2 and 1. And then your x plus 2 is equal to 0, or your x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then x is equal to minus 2, or x is equal to 1. These are your intercepts. Let's just plug it proper then to the relevant one. So the minus 2 belongs to B, the 1 belongs to C. So that means it's the coordinates of B, it's minus 2 is to 0, and then for C it's 1 is to 0. Those are our coordinates. Let's update our graph. It's negative 2, here it's 1. Yes. Which points on the graphs on the graph of f will have exactly the same values as B and C? Is going to be the turning point, this one. Turning point. And then for which values of x will f be increasing? For which values of x will f be increasing? And then for this one, generally f is increasing when the gradient of the prime graph is greater than 0. And it's not even that. It's what question is it? 9.1.4. 9.1.4. So for this one, it's when our prime is greater than 0. Basically, I'm saying above. If we look at the x-axis, if we look at it as our 0, okay? So when I'm saying greater than 0, I'm talking about the part of the graph, as you can see this graph here, where it is above the x-axis. Then we say that point of the graph is decreasing. Like if you can look at this portion, it's below the x-axis. Even here, it's below the x-axis. But if you can check this part there, that part is above the x-axis. That part is above the x-axis. So would look at the values of x there, that are included in that portion. And that portion, values of x are between -2 and 1. So that means x, this graph is increasing where x is between -2 and 1. That will be your answer there. For which values of x, you'll be like x must be between -2 and 1. There. But it's because it's 3 marks, it's important to mention that f prime x must be greater than 0. Yeah. Okay. Determine the y coordinate of the point of inflection. Yes. Here is just a matter of remembering that what does this one has to do with what? This one has to do with what? Because when they say point of inflection there, now they are speaking about the second derivative. The second derivative. our first derivative was 6x and negative 6x minus 6x plus 12. So if we do now our second derivative, and then we say second derivative will be equal to 0. Okay. Looking for the y coordinate. So we need to first find our second derivative is going to be negative 12x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay. We'll look for x here. It's going to be negative 12x is equal to 6 divided by negative 12 divided by negative 12. Therefore, x will be equal to negative 1 over 2. But remember, we're not looking for x, we're looking for the y coordinate of the point of inflection. So after you find this x from the second derivative, you then take it back to the original equation to substitute it there. It's minus 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 12x plus 20. Our f prime original, it's minus 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 12x plus 20. And then what do? You substitute the value of x then. So you substitute f at 1 over 2. Where there is x, you put 1 over 2. 1 over 2. Negative 1 over 2. Negative 1 over 2 plus 12 to negative 1 over 2 plus 20. And then you're supposed to get 13.5 as your answer. This will be your y. Really. Then this is the question that I was talking about, a different one. This is the one that was not part of the questions that were marked when they were doing it in 2023. So let's not spend time on it also. But if you need help with it, you can shout out. Yeah, let me know. Question 10. Here they are just testing you with such questions. Yeah. They're saying the profit W at X and by a company to manufacture X bicycles per week is given by, they give you the equation there. Then they're saying what should their weekly bicycle production be to maximize profit? Don't be confused. Already someone is perishing. Don't perish. Pioneers don't tatazel. They're saying to maximize. So it's like, remember, whenever we're dealing with maximum, even with the distance and all that, we think about deriving. So even with this question, or with this kind of questions, for the fact that they said maximum profit there, we know that we are going to be deriving here. But let's write the equation. It's okay. Question 10. It's W at X. Let's fix that handwriting there. It's too nice. Let's make it normal. So it's minus x to the power of 3 and then 150 plus 3x squared minus 250 x minus 27,000. Okay, then because it's maximum, maximum. Ne? Then we're going to do a derivative. So then we're going to have negative 3x squared over 150. If you do it proper, plus 6x. And then here you're going to be left with minus 250 equal to 0. Yeah, equal to 0 there. But let's not say equal to 0 because I don't like putting two equal sign. Then now equate it to 0 and then you can solve your things then. Different, yeah, it's up to you what you prefer to do. You can from the get-go put it on a quadratic formula. It is really up to you. Let me see. I think what I'll do is I'll let me I wanna see if I divide everything. I divide by the negative 3 over 150. Negative 3 over 150. Yeah, going to do that. So I'll have x squared. When I say 6 divided by negative 3 over 150, I get 300. So it's going to be plus 300x and then minus 12,500 equal to 0. Yeah, now this looks better. And then from here, oh, forgot the negative there, minus. I can get rid of the negative sign there, divide everything by a negative. It's going to be x squared minus 300x plus 12,500 equal to 0. That's what we're going to have there. Then you can use your quadratic formula equal to 0, x minus, and then it's going to be 250 and 50. Therefore, your x minus 250 equal to 0, or x minus 50 equal to 0. Then your x will be equal to 250, or your x will be equal to 50. Okay. Then from here, remember, they wanted to know which one will, how many bicycles they should, what should the weekly bicycle production be? Yes, to make profit. So we have two options here. Now we need to check which one is going to maximize when it comes to profit. So we can take both of them and substitute on from the on the original equation. So it's going to be, let's start with the 250. So where there's x now, we'll put 250. So it's going to be minus into 250 all cubed divided by 150, plus 3 into 250 all squared then minus 250 into 250 minus 2700, and then this one, their profit will be their profit will be 18,133. And then if they do the 50, you substitute everything the way that we did. Where there's X, you put 50 there, and then you're going to get 8,533.33. So of course, what does this mean? It means that therefore the maximum profit will be from, is it production will be from 250 bicycles per week or weekly, like that. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. If let's say you can't get this question right, don't beat yourself up, man, for it. Rather move on to the ones that you feel that you'll get them. Don't punish yourself for a question that no matter how much time you can be given, you wouldn't get it. So focus more on the ones that you know. Yeah, and make sure that when it comes to those ones, you don't play there. Okay, probability. Probability is very simple. Study it though. Pay attention. They're saying machine A and machine B are two different coin pressing machines that operate at the same time. The probability that machine A only represents a 5 rand coin is X, and the probability that machine B only presses a 5 rand coin is 0.3. Then they're saying the probability that both machines press 5 rand coins at the same time is 0.1. Clearly, as we can see it there also on the Venn diagram, just to remind yourself, you can just put there that your sample space adds up to 1, just so that you don't forget. Right. 11.1.1, if A and B are independent events, here you need to remember your formulas. Independent events determine the values of X and Y. You just need to remember your formulas, that if they're independent events, that means their product is the same as where it's equal to A and B, basically. I mean that when you say the probability of A and B, it will be equal to probability of A multiplied by probability of B, because they are independent events. We do have probability of A and B. It's 0.1 equal to probability of A. Remember, A, not just A only. So A includes X and 0.1. So that means for A is going to be 0.1 plus X multiplied by b is 0,3 plus 0,1, which is 0,4, like that. And then now you solve for your x there. How can you do it? Divide by 4, by 0,4, and then you'll be left with 0,1 plus x. These ones will give you 0,25, and then you take the 0,1 to the other side. Then your x will be equal to, okay, we're changing colors there. Your x will be equal to 0,25 minus 0,1. Therefore, x equal to 0,15. Like that. It's worth coming and then indicating 0,15. Yes. 11.1.2, determine the probability that, I changed my, okay, yeah. They're saying determine the probability that exactly one of the machines is pressing a 5 rand coin. Exactly. One of the machines is pressing a 5 rand coin. Remember, on A only, that means there's a guarantee there that there's a 5 rand that's being pressed, and also on B only. So that means the only guarantee is between A only and B only. So 11, okay, let's bring back the color. So that means 11.1.2, we are going to add for A only, which is 0,15 plus 0,3, and then our answer will be 0,45. That will be the probability. Moving on to 11.2.1. Wilson takes a driver's test. The probability that he will succeed on his first attempt is 3/7. For each attempt that he redoes the test, the probability of passing increases to 3/5. It's worth putting a tree diagram here. Wilson takes a test, probability of him succeeding. Okay. So if he fails, basically, the chances of him passing it, they increase. Okay? So let's say the first one is fail and then passing it. Okay? They're saying Wilson takes a test. The probability that he will succeed on his first attempt is 3/7. So for pass, they're telling us it's 3/7. Okay? So if it's 3/7 pass, that means for a fail, the probability will be 4/7. Okay? And then if he fails it, they're saying that the probability then goes to the probability of him passing goes to 3/5 every time. So that means if it happens that he fails, the probability here will go to 3/5 of him passing. Okay. But if now it's 3/5, that means this one will be of failing. The one of failing now will be what? 2/5. Even here, 2/5. Yeah, that will be our tree diagram, like that. I think it's worth writing the tree diagram first, understanding what's happening before you start answering the questions. Because now they're saying, what is the probability that Wilson will succeed after 2 attempts? Succeed after 2 attempts. That means we are on the first one and the second one. Chances of him succeeding. For him to even get to do the second attempt, kushuti, he would have to fail the first time. So that means the assumption is that he failed the first attempt. Then they're asking for him, what are the chances of him passing on the second time? So we're dealing with one failure and one pass there. So it's going to be for the first failure, it's going to be 4/7. Then we multiply it by the second one, which is a pass, 3/5. And this is going to be 12/35. 12/35. That will be the probability. And then 11.2.2, determine the probability that Wilson will succeed after 3 attempts. Okay, if he succeeds after 3 attempts, that means he'll have to fail twice. So it's this one. It's this one and this one, and then on the third one, that's when he's going to pass. So in terms of the numbers that we're dealing with, we'll have 4/7 multiplied by 2/5 multiplied by 3/5. Yeah, I think this one is just straightforward. Then we'll get 24/175. 175. Yes. Like that. Oh, that's it. We're done there. Okay, now we come to the last question. If you've made it till this far, congrats. Yeah, we are learning. They're saying that when how do you pronounce that word? Maggie. Yeah, turned 8. Her friends Emily, Clara, Corey, Lisa. Is it Lisa or Liza? Yes, the friend. Yeah. Yes, we see the names there. They were invited to her birthday party, and then she and her friends sat in a row and played a game on how many ways they can be seated. Imagine these kids, they had a party, they're playing a game. Next thing we're supposed to be calculating your future now depends on these kids playing a game. Hey, life. Okay. 12.1.1. How many kids do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 kids. Okay? We have 7 kids. They're saying, in how many ways can they sit if they sit in alphabetical order? That means it will be 1, because there's only one way for them to do that. If how many ways? One way. Only one way. Yeah. 12.2. 12.2. My bad. 12.1. 1.2. Okay. In how many ways can they be seated if Emily and Clara do not do not want to sit next to each other? Okay, this one I think is also straightforward. So it's going to be 7 factorial because there are 7, all of them. These are all the possible ways of them sitting together, but we're going to minus the 2 because it's Emily and Clara. Ne? So because it's the 2, that means there's one combo that will be missing from the 7. So that means now we'll be dealing with 6. It's gonna be 6 factorial also there. Yeah. And then our final answer will be, yeah, I think it makes sense. 7, all of them, all of the possible ways. We remove the combination of Clara, Emily, and Claire. So we're left with 6 of 7. Yeah. Hey, what did I do? What did I do? I'm done now. What's okay? Yeah. So the answer will be 3,600. Yeah. Okay, last one. 2 marks. They're saying that the probability that a certain rugby team has all its players fit to play is 70%. Okay. And then the probability that they will win a game if all their players are fit is 90%. Chaser. Then they're saying when they are not fit, the probability of them winning becomes 45%. That's not bad. Calculate the probability of them winning the first game. Okay. So we're looking for the probability of them winning. Winning. Okay? It's going to be okay, first of course the first one. Let's put it in decimals, 0.7. It's going to be 0.7, then multiplied by the second one because it also speaks about them winning, 0.9. But then we'll add the one that is left there because if it's 70% chances of them winning, that means there's 30% of them not winning. Okay? So we'll put that one in, which will be 0.3, and the 0.3 will multiply it with the chances of them playing not being fit, which will be 4, which will be 0.45 then. Yeah. And then when we multiply these ones, we'll get 0.765, of which to make it into a percentage, multiply by 100%, and then you'll get 76.5%. So these are the chances of them winning their first game. Yes, and that is paper 1 out of 50 marks. I really hope that we learned something and we got a couple of ways of how to approach questions and everything. let's not stop studying. Let's not stop studying. Do as many question papers as you can, and you'll be fine. Cool. See you when we do paper 2.